Welcome to 108 Gate, where we're looking at the energies today through tarot, through energies, through objects. And let me know where you're chiming in from. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing? What's occurring? So, energies are feeling as though they want to push forward, they want to accelerate forward, but there's certain things that are stopping it. There are certain I want to say backlash, but there's not that there's a backlash there. It may be that something you did in the past, a backlash came up as an outcome. Therefore, approaching something that's even similar is kind of indicating that we have to tread with caution, tread with care, with awareness, with observation, with it's like a tiptoe feeling. What's the word? Diplomacy. So it's not necessarily that you're tiptoeing in the sense of you're treading on eggshells. It's more to do with when there's something that you've got to speak up about. It's not about shying away or backing off. It's about going forward with respect, self-respect. This time embracing being respected by others and proving your point or making your point. If it's wrong, then at least have the humility to say, okay, you know what, I made a mistake. But the biggest part of it being not to back away. There was a part of that as I was saying, it's like it's shot off into two different directions. Interesting. So it's more than what's just coming up from past experiences. It's having, so it may have been that it brought a backlash, but at the same time, it's a matter of now. If in the past it put you in a position of not going forward on something and not pursuing something because of I don't want the conflict, I don't want the trouble. It's about finding the appropriate courage, the appropriate strength, the appropriate way of articulating yourself to present your argument, to present your case, to present your ideas, to present your project, to present your position, to present your side of a story. Whatever it is, it's you stepping up, having the courage to do it this time. Last time you may have tried to do it, but you were knocked down, or you were pushed back, or you were stopped, prevented, humiliated, something like that. Something happened to stop it from happening. This time, you're not going to let that happen. You are going to have, is that 2 cards? No, 1. You're going to have the appropriate emotional intelligence to step forward. It's not a king, it's not a page, it's the Knight of Cups. You've learned as a page something that's really valuable for you to step forward and step up as a knight. You may even be stepping next to a knight. Somebody may be stepping into their knight position. So again, it's fluctuated between the two. So that could be one scenario, or for those of you who are doing your inner work, it could be that your masculine energy has learnt something from certain scenarios emotionally, and you are feeling that sense of it's such a gorgeous energy. You're feeling that sense of ready to blossom and bloom emotionally into a different kind of maturity. I'm not saying maturity as in age, I'm saying in the level of emotional intelligence. So if already you are considered emotionally intelligent, or you consider yourself or someone else does, it's now the next level. We are infinite. The potential of us growing and I was going to say evaporating, evolving, certain aspects evaporate to reveal the emotional maturity. So if you're holding on to a grudge or you're holding on to resentment, let it go. Poof, gone. Letting in the emotional maturity, seeing the other side, riding into your new comfort zone. Oh, love it, love it. Three of Wands, looking out, looking to what's available. He wants to go there. Okay, so not quite. That's interesting. It's down here at the moment. It hasn't quite come into view, and it's not actually gone up. It's down here. Something is about to come into view. Something is about to. You can. It's like those of you who are doing your inner work. You can sense it within yourself. Who this is relevant for, the external thing. You can feel that something's about to happen. Something's about to come. Something needs to be assessed. Something needs to be considered. So you choose, because I don't know who you are, unless you let me know in the comments, and where you're at. But internally, masculine, feminine. Externally, you choose yourself, if that's you or not. Okay, let's go. Next steps. The Hermit. Bringing it back in. So, like I said, I don't know. I couldn't tell, because there's so many different variations. This is going to benefit those of you who are going in a way that you can't even comprehend yet. I'm sure I said something similar to that effect the other day, that there's such an abundance and wealth within you, with insight, within inspiration, within inspiration. The in is kind of overlapping on both. So it's within inspiration, within insight, within intention. There's lots. That's interesting. In, within. Those of you doing within work, enjoy this, because this is absolutely fabulous. Rah, look at that. Masculine is going to start seeing the wisdom of the feminine right by the amethyst, right up to the amethyst. Loving it, and with strength. Right, okay, so masculine is going through its own journey of realization. It's like the silence and the quietness and the stillness is allowing everything else to present its volume, and that could be size, volume, and its loudness, volume. So, for example, I was wondering why the feather was just whatever. So the volume, space-wise, of that feather is not as much as that. But if it was okay, let me get another feather. 1 second. The space that this takes up is it's larger than the other one, but it's not heavier than that one. So the actual volume of the weight is not larger than the volume of the space on the floor right now. So it's about, just because something's perceived as something, it's like getting the actual measurement of it. Just because an expression of an act appears as though it is really loving and caring, get the actual volume of it, get the actual metric measurement. What is it actually measuring? When someone's being generous and they're giving you something that you don't necessarily want, are they being generous, or are they trying to say, here you are, here's something, with the intention or the expectation of you giving them something that they want from you in return? That's a lot of stuff going on. And I'm conscious that my voice is like it's getting louder and louder, or it just feels like it's getting louder. The voice is becoming very empowered, but also very forceful in a gentle way, if that makes sense. Throat chakra is definitely got twisty turny things coming out, as if it's unraveling something, stuff that's been held in because of, in the past, possibly going ahead to do something and you've been shut down. That stuff that you've been shut down with and you stopped doing and you just abandoned it. Don't be surprised if it starts resurfacing. Don't be surprised if you're surprised that you forgot about it. Don't be surprised to be surprised. Be surprised that you're surprised. I don't know how that works, but here you go. Emperor. You got the Empress and the Emperor. No, sorry. High Priestess and the Emperor. So they're both masculine and feminine are coming in at quite high frequencies. And it's interesting that I put the amethyst there. Like I've said before, I do Vastu Shastra and Feng Shui like really, really diligently. So I go with what is coming in, what's placed where, and what wants to be placed in proximity to what, to kind of be the energy to. So for the Emperor to come up towards the amethyst and the High Priestess to come up towards the amethyst and the strength on the masculine side, there needs to be an inner strength on the masculine side, in your masculine side, to be able to actually face some of the truth that's not easy to listen to. It's not easy to admit. Either way, it's got to be done. And if you don't do it, it's going to be done for you. Really? Hermit and hermit. Feminine and masculine going within. And what I've noticed is hermit masculine is turning away from feminine. Masculine hermit is turning away at the moment from feminine. Feminine hermit is turning away from masculine hermit. But they may not actually just be turning away. They might have not seen each other. You might not be aware of different masculine aspects of yourself. You may not be aware of different feminine aspects of yourself. And one thing that's really prominent right now, which I'm going to show you, is in the top corners here, you got the sun and the moon, yin, yang. Yin in Mandarin, Chinese, is sun. Sorry, yang is. Yang Guang. I've told you this before. Moon is yue. But this does feel very much like the yin yang. Yin yue. Yang yue. So I'm just looking. Yang is masculine. So it's actually the different way around. So yang is the masculine, but it's the sun. So that is a whole different way of looking at things, which is what this is actually saying. Let's move it up a bit because there's a shine on the card. Sorry about that. Shine on. Four of Wands. Foundation. Looking at the foundation, where is the foundation going to occur? How is it going to occur? Is it going to occur? There seems to be so many questions, and I know that's the nature of doing tarot, but as much as there's a lot of things that are just going to be boom, boom, boom with clarity, don't be surprised if, and it's just saying that a lot, don't be surprised, don't be surprised. It's possible that there's a lot of questions coming out of the clarity. So 1-step clarity, 5 questions, 2-step clarity, 20 questions, 1-step clarity, another 2 questions. So it's going to be bringing kind of like a treasure hunt thing. So when you get to the next part, you get the clue, and then you have to solve the clue to go to the next place or next spot, and then you get another clue. Keep going. Follow your intuition, follow your instinct. Justice. Exactly. We've gone full circle. We've gone full circle because that's what I was talking about in the beginning. That's what it was round about. you have to get your own justice served. If someone has been unjust towards you, no one else may understand how, why, when. Because when we hold things within our heart to someone else, it may have been an innocent comment or an innocent act, or didn't realise exactly how much it was going to impact you. Only you can know how much things impact you. Sort through them, sift through them. Some of them, how you utilise them as a gift. How can you, if you were to approach that same scenario again, I go through coaching and readings and Reiki with these same questions. So if you come to certain parts, depending on what we're doing, if we're doing a reading, we're going to ask the question differently. If we're doing the coaching, it's going to be differently. If it's Reiki, it's going to be very differently. So ask the question, if that scenario that you let yourself down in, because that's how it may be feeling, if that scenario was to come again and you had the opportunity to relive or redo that, what would you do differently? Just for the sake of problem solving, just for the sake of seeing how much you shifted and changed from the time it happened before. What would you do? What would you say? What would you not do this time? What would you not say this time? And just feel into it. See what happens. If you do have any of those, I'm more than happy to see them come up in the comments. So here we've got two people. Oh, sorry about this. It's just not. Two people harvesting something. Woman sitting there looking out. And then what looks like equivalent of a fool taking the step. Harvesting. Get your abundance, get your resources, check in on your resources, do a personal inventory. With that, what can I do? With that, what can I do with what I've collected and what I've got? Then, where am I going to go now with that? Where can I take it? Wow, this is a lot. Let's put them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't always take it, but it feels like it's supposed to be. So there's harmony coming in. Someone's been painted. There's harmony coming in, and you're going to be. It's like bestowed something from the divine. It does feel like it's from the divine. You're going to be given something of great value, of inner beauty, showing itself up as external beauty, and then you're going to from there know where to build and what to build. Continue building what you may have been building before but was stopped from building. Then as that happens, you're going to go off on a journey. This could be internal, external. It depends on who you are and what the whole process is. As you're on that journey, don't be surprised, here we go again, if you have some, how can I put this? Things lurking in the shadow. Don't assume it's bad. It's just a silhouette at this point. So it's I don't know if any of you have done work on this. So when people talk about shadow work, I personally have a lot of different ways of looking at that, and it depends. And I think you have to go really, really specifically into what kind of shadow work. That kind of shadow work is when you're scared of something that's not even something to be scared of. It appears to be in the shadows, like literally, but it's not. It's just a silhouette. It's just an actual shadow. But some of the stuff that we are bombarded with, we're saturated with, we're taught to, and even especially in this kind of capacity where we're given more things to be scared of than what we originally were scared of, because the way we just kind of word things and look at things. It's like you're supposed to be finding neutral, 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 so you can go forward with ease. You are able to assess with neutral perspective. Make a judgment, make your assessment, then know how to go forward. I'm not saying we're not without emotion and we're not without certain aspects as a human. I'm saying certain choices, like when they say don't make a decision when you're angry or upset. Usually give yourself that time to calm down. That's not exactly the same as this shadow. This shadow, it literally feels like as you're going along and you see life, you see something moving, it's not necessarily because it's dark that it's bad. It could be simply there's something there, and that's lined up with that. Those are two different cards, and when I hold them, it's lined up with there. Okay. On your journey, don't be quick to assume. Don't be quick to come to conclusions that may not be true. Figure it out. Let it reveal itself. Have courage. Have courage. Come on. Sorry. Have courage. Have courage. Know how to master those skills. She's like barely, looks like a girl, woman, I don't know. This person mastering the bear, looking out for the bear, looking after the bear, capturing the bear. I'm not quite sure what that is, but either way, there's a lot within you to be harnessed. To be harnessed. Lead. Right. So that is upside down. That's the overall energy right now. A lot of this is upside down. Align with your higher self. Align with your higher potential. Align with your optimal potential. Align with knowing that if you don't utilise your potential in this moment, that's potential wasted. And then this moment. And then the next moment. Be 100% of your highest potential that you possibly can be in each moment, or not. It's up to you. That wants to go there. So with that, I'm going to say fabulous reading. Hope you are all well. I hope the weather there is lovely. The reason I'm saying that is I just can hear the wind and the rain outside. Yeah, it's just making me feel a bit. Let's go back by the fire. Anyway, jabbering on about nothing in particular. So I hope you're all well. Take care. See you tomorrow. Peace and love.